Hello everybody, and a warm welcome back and a warm happy new year to you all. First X-Plane video, I think, kind of the new year. Going forward, I'm not going to talk a lot during videos. We do have a Payware aircraft in use today. I'm using default airports. Where are we? We are just very minorly north of the Portuguese Gold Coast in Evora. X-Plane map enhancement. Assume going forward, I am using a weather preset because the weather is not nice here today. It's like marginal, if at best, marginal VFR. And we're going to be flying up to Porto. Our trip today will take us in an aircraft. One viewer said nobody covers. They said I was the only person they could find who had videos on it. I find that hard to believe. We are going to be flying the Avia-72, the Aero Commander, the Aerostar 601, a very speedy and quick twin-engine aircraft. I have not done anything. I don't even have the battery on yet. I still have to program. I am using the Reality XP GTN 750 that I have outfitted into the interior, which you can see right here. I'll manually program the flight path, and that we won't be going up that high. And other than that, the only other Payware technically in use would be X-Plane Map Enhancement Pro. I use the Pro version simply because the more options the better, and I get better options map-wise and better quality terrain data and all that using the professional version. There is a free trial of it. You can use the free version, but you won't have access to like the Google Map Pro that I use servers, and you won't have access to the Hybrid Map Pro that I use as well, and Apple Maps sometimes that I use. If you do decide to get it for yourself, do use my referral code down below. You'll get 14 or 15 extra days on your subscription, and I do as well. And whether you use a referral code or not, it's going to cost you the same, so you may as well use it. You'll find a link to my Discord, always free to join, and 2 ways you can help support the channel, as we do not do sponsor content. Everything you see was bought with our own money and viewer donations. My computer specs are down there as well as some of the add-ons and where you can get this aircraft, the X-Plane Map Enhancement, Global Forest, Sim Heaven, etc. I will see you on the runway. I want to thank you for flying along with me. And here we go. Oh, that was a horrible try. I even had a turnaround pad. So I'm still flying this as if I was using live weather, so I could have set runway 1, but here we go. That is the over RPM thing. Up we go. Positive brake gear coming up. This aircraft is really powerful. It's unreal. I'll be cruising along around 220 knots. However, that doesn't mean I want to climb at 2,000 feet a minute either. We'll be going up to around 11,000, give or take. flaps up. Quite lovely. So, as I was saying, I believe it was Grantham. So, I'm sorry, I didn't take a note down. My bad. Oh, that should do. But like that. Still hand flying it. But we will put it on nav. And alt. And there we are. And that should do it. Well, I don't need it up that high, the EGT, that is for sure. Oh, that'll do lovely. This aircraft, I think it's got great sounds. Okay. I think it's because I updated the X-Plane map enhancement and it is having to download everything. And X-Plane, because I don't usually fly, especially in Portugal, unless Windows is doing something in the background. What is it, 25H2 or whatever? Not exactly really good. For Windows, I tell you. I mean, no, I don't have like a 4090 or, like a 9950 X3D or some dang thing like that. But I mean, my system's not that bad. Beautiful out there. I think the ground textures could definitely be done better. The clouds and atmospherics are phenomenal. As for the whole multi-core enhancement, I'm not. Others have said yes, like definitely they spot the difference and everything. I can't say I'm really seeing much of an improvement. And I do have 8 cores, 16 threads, so. If you think you're getting too many frames, yes, I'm being sarcastic, turn this on. It'll probably cost you 5 to 10 frames a second. Just putting that on. It does have the weather radar, but it's not active. That I've been able to see. I don't think the author has done it. Mind you, I haven't updated this aircraft in a while. I haven't flown this aircraft since September, October of last year, something like that. On the channel. I flew it all through Christmas and that. And even, after I'd made my last video using this, I love flying this aircraft. It's a joy to fly. It goes like stink. It's pressurized. Here's one thing though. This aircraft is not certified for VFR, IFR flight in icing conditions. It does not have anti-ice. It has prop de-ice, but no wing de-ice. So yeah, don't take it out in icing conditions. You shouldn't be going out in icing conditions anyways, if you can avoid it. Even on aircraft with anti-ice, unless you really got to make the trip. If not, wait for the, a few hours for it to warm up a little bit and go then. We'll lean you just a bit. So, one last looks outside, and I'm going to continue to climb up. There is not a lot out here. Oh, let's get you down a bit. There we go. Awesome. That is B2 volume control, just in case you're curious. It is available. If I can find it, I'll link it down below, but otherwise, do a Google search for it. Because the one on the forums, I'm not sure if it's up to date for XPME.4 and all that. Clouds are looking spiffy. As is the train. I'll see you in about 45 minutes or so, because this thing does go like a bat out of you-know-what. And I'm just going to continue flying up to around 11. I may level off at 9 if I'm being honest. And we'll see you when I've done sort of top and descent, little after it kind of thing, and we'll take a trip up. This aircraft is available on the X-Plane store, the .org store. It's not overly expensive, but it's quite versatile. And like I said, I'll be cruising along nicely at like 210 indicated. Without a problem. We're expecting ILS runway 17. I was going to do the RNAV. I did a number of RNAVs, GPS approaches. And, as long as you set the airport elevation plus maybe 200 or 500, it'll just descend down based on GPS position. Although this does not have full functional VNAV at all, so you manually control your rate of climb and rate of descent, etc. Which is perfectly fine with me. Yeah, we'll level off at 9,000. How's that? And the way you get this to level off is you hit Alt. When you want to climb, you put it in attitude kind of thing. I think it's throttle based something. And boom. And we level out. I will see you on the other side. And welcome back, everyone. A little earlier on this video, because a viewer was thinking of purchasing this aircraft, so I thought I would show them some more. So this aircraft will easily cruise 20,000, flight level 200, 20,000 feet, not an issue. And you'll still be getting around this same speed, etc. Just don't be in icing conditions, as I said. It is pressurized. So for pressurization, first off, you need to know what altitude do I need to set the cabin at. They give you the tools for that, and you go here. So I put in 20,000. That means I would need the cabin altitude. It's around 7,400, give or take. So the way you would go about that, you would set this to around 7,000. It's sort of in that area there. Put it on increase. Make sure the engine bleeds are turned on. I have them off currently because I don't need them. And you need to ensure the door seal, which is an electronic and vacuum sort of seal, so that the bleed air stays inside the aircraft. Your fuel switches are down here, and it automatically does the crossfeed and pulls from what tank it needs. And of course you have it on both sides. And the second radio is functional. Currently I am tracking the Porto VOR, which is kind of right about here on the approach, if you will. So it does track it. And by default, this aircraft obviously comes with a GNS 530. They want me at 11,000 here. One thing, if you're going to be flying GA, you need to keep in mind, all these procedures and charts, they're made for jet aircraft. They're not made for GA aircraft. Oh, the atmospherics are just stunning. You can have passengers inside. Just so you know, so you can go up here. So the magics are you can have chocks put down and, you know, do repairs, etc., add fuel. And that you would obviously do during weight and balance. You can add passengers, and they will appear in the back if you decide to do so. And what else? Oh, so this thing here, this is kind of a cheat, a shortcut. The way you get it to show, like so you can turn it on here and use this, is you click here below the ATT. See? Boom. Otherwise, you use this down here. So there you go. Heat and defrost is over here with the blower. I probably should have the strobes on, eh? Now we'll put the landing lights on. Prop de-ice, as I said, but no vent. Wing de-ice and your pitot heaters, battery altimeter. A functional transponder, of course. What else got you? Instrument lights are here. And some of your cabin light kind of things. These louvers do go up and down. Very handy. If it's very sunny out, which it is currently. Because I'm using a weather preset. And even though it is, I'm supposed to cross here at 11,000, I am not on VATSIM, so I am going to start a descent. And the way we do that is we go to attitude. And I'm just going to set a few hundred feet a minute. I'm not in a hurry. As you can see, we have a circle around, etc. Altimeter is not going to change QNH 101329 or 9 or 2 because we are on a weather preset. For a few clouds is the one I'm using. You still get sort of the fog and, you know, particulate matter in the air and everything. X-Plane 12 does it better than any flight sim. Hands down. Better. . And one thing Kitster was mentioning to me that he admires about it is the ease of ability of setting your own custom camera views, and you don't need to use X camera. You can do it within the sim by default. And that you can control individual sounds for radios, for the interior, the exterior, the pilot, the co-pilot's voices, all that kind of stuff. Within the sim, far more options than some sims offer, and it's all default. I never thought of it that way. I just don't want to have to go up here and click menu and sound and do it. So I use this to control them, as you have seen. And it basically adjusts those sliders that would appear. I can show you real quick. Sound. It controls these sliders without having to go into that and actually pausing the sim kind of deal. And here we go. We'll be making a right turn coming up. Lovely. Kind of. That's a little close, but okay. So there you go. Like I said, the NVMEs, the direction finders, that they all work. Fuel flow calculator, and that's 38 minutes till I get into reserve, not of actual flying time. You want to cruise around 22 inches of manifold pressure and 2200, 2250 RPM on the props. There is a user manual that explains this, and using the menu up there and all of this. And it does not support the TDI or TDS or whatever it is 750, but it does support the Reality XP GTN 750, which I would venture to say 85% of all X-Plane pilots, that's what we use. So, I'm going to continue coming down. I'll leave you a bit of an outside view. I have my Canadian livery. This is a default livery. It does come with a number of them. And is there anything else up there? Ah, yes, you can have the autopilot as a pop-up. It does have a checklist. Maintenance, magics, cabin altitude, weight and balance. All the basic things you need. It's like a $30 aircraft. And like I said, it can cruise quite happily, 200, 210 at 20,000 feet. Just don't be an icing, that's all. I'll let you just listen and enjoy the sights and the sounds of X-Plane 12.4.0 Beta 1. It really likes cutting the corners a bit. The anti-alias thing, that's an AMD thing. Sadly. I don't know why it has such issues, AMD, with anti-aliasing. They do regardless. The anti-aliasing on NVIDIA cards is so much better. FSR and all that has far less overhead on your CPU than DLSS and FrameGen and all that stuff. And just the overhead of NVIDIA cards, period, on your CPU. Beautiful. So this is a 36-mile leg, so I am gonna bring you back, and we'll be. I will have loaded the approach, not activated it yet, and I should be down around 1,900 feet. Thanks for flying along. And welcome back. Here we go. Now we will start going down. 1,900 is intercept. Even 24 I'd probably get away with. Activate the approach. We'll go to Ardenov. Then when we get to around C17, we'll activate vectors to final and take us down. So the aircraft is performed beautifully, mostly because I haven't done something stupid and pressed the wrong buttons. But yeah, you know. I'm not a real world pilot. I just fly to have fun. More than anything is my prime concern. Not getting every single procedure and everything else, you know, perfectly correct. We will be on the center tank. The wing tanks are now empty. So we're on the fuselage tank. I don't think I'll be landing with much more than maybe flaps 20. And our airport is somewhere in, probably just behind that cloud. And I'm going to level off around 2,400 feet, give or take. And then I will activate vectors to final and hit approach. And then this should come alive. It'll probably be on an angle like that. And I'll know it's captured the glide slope when it goes perfectly level and we start to see the descent. And I want to start getting some speed out. That should do. I really do. Grantham, I believe, was the name. I really do enjoy flying this aircraft. And we're speeding up. Interesting. Pull the power back. Get the prop in so they're pushing. Okay. Lovely. 20 nautical miles out, we are perfectly fine. Yes, we're inside airspace and alerts and everything else like that, I know. And like I said, we are not on VATSIM, so I'm not technically really worried about that. I just want to get us down and we'll be perfectly fine. $2,500 will even do, technically. Because it'll still be like a 19 mile final. So we'll be perfectly fine. Famous last words. And there we go. Oh. Now we're slowing down nicely. I wish it had the V-app stuff and that on here for like flap extension. It is in the manual, so you're not completely blind. I just can't remember them off by heart. I haven't flown the aircraft in where I'm actually paying attention, making a video type thing in like 5 months or something. And in all honesty, quite often when I'm just flying, I'm not recording and I'm just having fun with an aircraft, I just sort of wing it and it's like, yeah, that kind of looks okay. Get some more prop in so they're a bit more flat. And we'll get ready to activate vectors to final. ADNOV is the transition. Yeah, 15 miles out, that's not bad. Keep it in the green, David. Keep it in the green. Activate vectors to final. And approach. Blue dot. Get the first level flaps down. I actually think blue dot is for the gear. But 14 miles out, I do not need gear down. That is for certain. Get the prop kind of full. We might do flap 30, but like I said, as you can see, here's your fuel tanks. And of course your cylinder head temperatures, your oil temperatures, etc., pressures. All that is here. Fuel pump pressures. Speaking of which, boost pumps on, since we are landing. Engine bleeds are off. And I think she'll start to descend right about here. 12 miles from Porto with VOR, which is probably around 13 nautical miles or so. I'm not sure actually where the thing will be. Exiting to the left. Looks good. Atmospherics are spectacular. Sim Heaven really needs an update because there's so many more types of buildings now available that Laminar have added, and they have a bit better detail, etc. So hopefully, you know, sometime between now and June, we'll get a Sim Heaven update. Rumor has it in the next 3 months. I'm not sure. I haven't seen anything officially posted. I clicked something that I shouldn't have, obviously. But we're still on course and everything else like that, so that's fine. Flaps 20. Gear coming down. And they really do slow you down, so don't get enamored with this view. Get back inside. Okay, done. Because otherwise you will slow down. And I can kind of see the runway center line there. Glide slope captured. I wish this would turn green or something so that you know you've captured it. Flaps 30. Prop is full without putting it into the red. Okay, gears down. Glide slope is captured. Runway is verified. Fuel pumps are on, bleeds are off. Landing lights on, strobe lights on. Prop de-ice is off because I never turned it on. And now I'm going to untune that, and I will 5.7 nautical miles to the runway. 100 knots, that is cool. Middle marker or outer marker, I'm not sure which. It does have a functional terrain radar. I don't have it on, but it does work. Like GPWS, like a ground proximity, you can set like 200, and then it'll start going terrain, terrain, terrain. Click here, turn it off. And it's just coming in beautifully. Oh, the atmospherics are spectacular. Stable, 500 feet a minute. Beautiful. Absolutely awesome, right by the coast. I love landing at airports by the coast. I don't know why, or island, you know, kind of runways, like Centrair and like Kansai International, etc. Just technically, you're supposed to land with flaps full, regardless. 2 miles out, flaps full. Yeah, we're good.
$500.
Autopilot off my aircraft. And you can get a verification that the autopilot is off because you don't see AP up here on the annunciator panel. Too dang sensitive. And you do have reverse prop, so. I can't remember where my center line is. And we are down. And I didn't even feel that. First prop. And there we go. Make sure they're out of reverse. Now I can't remember. So we would have to go down to the end. I'm just going to go over to the right. I think that according to the charts, this taxiway here is closed. I think we'll see X's on it. Yeah, it is. But regardless, you don't have to see me park this up and that. So, welcome to Porto. Grantum, if you do decide to get it, I love flying it. You've seen, pretty much, the cruise isn't really all that important. You've seen what you need to see. She flies beautifully. She's versatile. You can fly her at 9,000. Not the most fuel efficient. She likes altitude, for sure. But I mean, it's a reasonable price. Maybe wait, see if it goes on sale again. At some point. Either way, that's going to do it for this one, folks. If you enjoyed this, you know what to do. And, of course, my Discord link is down below, always free to join. Where you can get the aircraft and the X-Plane map enhancement, etc. will be linked down in the description below. Click Show More. And you'll also find 2 ways to help the channel. Because everything you see is bought with my own money and viewer donations. We do not accept sponsored content. And my computer specs are down there as well. My name's David. It's been my pleasure to take you on this flight from Evora up to Porto, in a country I haven't flown on the channel, Portugal. By the way, there's a really good payware for Porto, if I recall. Don't remember who makes it, but somebody does. I've seen it in Nico's streams. Until the next time, I want you to stay safe, be kind to one another, keep the blue side up, and I will see you in the skies, on the rails, and on the road. Up next, Train Sim World 6. One of only 2 things that I bought during the whole Black Friday, Black Friday, Christmas, New Year's sale that just finished on Steam. Take care, everyone. Thanks for watching. We'll see you again real soon.